And you can, of course, lock up. See, this is why I was thinking instead of the Yuumi, but the Yuumi gives you more speed boost on these melee champions, but, like, Jhin does not have the damage output required to play a front-to-back team fight. He will have to help burst with the Lee Sin, Gwen, and Tryndamere basically face-rolling their way into the front of the composition.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting game. We'll see whether DRX can just hands gap them, because I think that's what they're going to have to rely on here this time around. Okay, that is a long-range hook to come through. Deadly Flourish comes down as well. Henna taking a lot of damage. Deft trying to find the last bullets as Beryl's burning down. The heal comes through from Deft in the end to save his support.
As Umpty will come over here to try to spot this Drake out. He actually has not been seen. He will be seen now.
Yeah, Beryl's going to move on down. Pyosik gets himself out of the way, but looks like they are going to be able to achieve the Dragon without Umpty actually coming over. And of course, with the bottom lane on her back, we weren't going to have that opportunity. 2 minutes until the Rift Herald is going to be available.
It forces a lot of resources. As here's an engage from Umpty.
Yeah, Flash Heroic Charge comes in. Beryl's going to be put to the wrong side of this one, and he didn't have Flash, so of course he is going to get taken down. First blood goes to Henna. If you're a DRX fan, that is absolutely not what you wanted to happen from doing exactly what he wants. And matchup's working. Beryl lands another max range hook, but is going to get punished. Henna just going to push on forward. Couple more autos will do it. The Ignite goes down, but it's not going to be enough, and Beryl once again is dead. Ace in the hole comes through. Depth very, very low as he flashes to get out of the way of Delight after Delight does flash forward, so guaranteeing the flash for Depth.
It's really important that Pyosik gets this first Drake early, because without that added pressure of faster soul point here for DRX, Fredit Brion will be happy to just sit back and farm and control this bottom side of the map, get the Caitlyn fed, let the Corki just get his items online. As I mean, look at him just trying to force Deft away. Peacemaker would actually basically give him an auto-guaranteed kill, and Deft has to back away and cannot farm under this turret.
But he is not the win condition.
He's also playing into a Caitlyn, as this is going to be a potential pick.
That's going to be a very dead Delight, and Deft is going to be able to grab himself a kill. So now, they might get to 3 items. No worries.
That's a ton of gold going over to DRX. It's a big error here from Fredit Brion, as this is now going to, allow DRX to go ahead and take this Rift Herald too, as Fredit Brion just playing really slowly here.
But as you can see, Tryndamere has pushed another wave in. Sword with teleport available is trying to deal with it, as another hook is going to connect here. They've looked for lava. The kick comes back. Pyosik even has some time to think about it, as he's going to die, actually. Now Zeka chasing after Delight. Oh, hits a minion and has to flash to confirm the kill. Now Sword, have your dancing shoes been placed on? And it looks like so far that is a yes, as he's going to walk his way out. But the turret not going to be so lucky, as DRX will take that one down. So, actually a little bit inexcusable there, as now the Baron taking a lot of damage. Kingin is a lot of consistent damage onto this this Baron right now, as this is kind of where Fredit Brion want them, though, as Umpty's going to send one of them away. Nope, the Mist is going to deny it as Beryl lands yet another hook. This time it's onto Henna. All right, 2 whoopsies and then 2 God modes. I like it from Beryl as Sword trying to get away from the curtain call. This time the bullets are going to land, apart from the last one. But still, the result is the same in DRX. I don't know whether people throw darts with no lights. I think that sounds irresponsible.
That's not the quote, like there's...
Well, King is going to find himself a flank and save Wolf from that analogy. As into the backline goes, Pyosik finds another kick onto a carry. Zek is turned up as well, as Delight will just be swept up with the spinning axe of Death. Death also gale forcing forward because he's just celebrating getting closer to those 2,000 kills. It's a triple for the Gwen, and DRX lose no one. This game is well and truly over. A masterclass in 1-3-1 macro play from DRX, a team that we've had so many questions for after their last series. This is an absolute turnaround. Really beautiful to see from the squad.
And I think what's the cherry on top for this is they were decisive. They stopped the Fredit Brion effect. Fredit Brion couldn't slow the game down. We didn't get to an Elder buff in this game, and that's so rare, even in losses. Damage Corki games where, yes, he is huge in this game compared to everybody else, but he's not able to do effective damage here, nor does he crest the 30K, because they never were able to get that 5v5 proper team fight, like you mentioned, or stall around objectives.
Yep. Really high. So, the Kaiser is going to be the response, and this is off theme if ever I've seen it.
Yeah, Alistar.
Heck yeah.
I mean, Alistar's going to really help the disengage here and the survivability for DRX, and if Corki's out of position, if Henna is once again out of position. Like, we saw Beryl just punish so hard last game.
Seeing what kind of Kai'Sa we're going to see out of Henna as well, because of course you can go a very standard build. Of course, we'll be going the Hail of Blades, I would assume. Yeah, it is just going to be a very standard build.
Ghost for Flash, you'll 100% take as the Heck Room in this exchange. It's a very successful gank attempt, and, you know, Lava reacts very quickly. But now, Umpty, looking for a pick here himself.
Looks like Umpty's going to be a little bit more... Oh, never mind. Kingen plays that absolutely beautifully.
He's got an identity crisis.
Well, Kyoshik has his Ghost back again, so now he's interested in killing Morgan. He is going to press the W button, run forward. The E is going to come on through as well for the knockback, but it's just not going to work. As headbutt from Beryl. I felt like Beryl had actually just constructed himself a paddock there in the mid lane. And, okay, portal jump to come through there. Bubble connects, and this could be a potential solo kill. There's a flash, and there it is for Zeka. Beautifully orchestrated, and that means in 20 seconds time.
Kyoshik coming down here, looking for the big money for Deft. He's going to get such a lead from this.
Yeah, there's the flash pulverize as in goes the ulti from Kyoshik. Beryl likely to die here underneath the turret as Delight. Yeah, they're just going to set up for it. It is all too easy, though, as Deft picks up the turret aggro, but he is not going to die. That's 2 kills in trade for 1, and also they poke the eye, and Umpty, with his smite, will be able to lock this one down. So really nicely done. Now the engage comes in as Zeka's in trouble. Immediately they take down the Zoe's Delight, misses the hook, but Beryl has no more cooldowns left. The needlework's coming through from the Lord himself, and he sets up the kill for Lava. DRX dropped the ball around the Herald.
This is so disastrous, scaring DRX to back away. They know the Rift Herald is going to be dropped down shortly, but I don't think they should fear, as I love this. They're going to deny the charge.
Yep, that's the pulverize there as well, and Shelly, I mean, it's actually kind of nice, you know? They give her a little bit of time in the bounce castle, as, yep, Deft tries to use the curtain call to try and grab that Drake, but second dragon goes over to Fred Brion. Mountain Soul this game, as Lava is going to get feared. No more package available, as he's going to get headbutt pulped as well. And knocked over the wall is the Jace, is the horse, so that's going to be a problem. Beryl can't actually do enough damage, and it's a bit of a disaster here. Unbreakable Will comes through, so Beryl will survive.
And Fred Brion, I don't know if they have enough timing
here, though, because Curtain Call is available. Teleport is going to come through. This is going to be an honest 5v5, as it is going to be the Rift Herald secured by Umpty. Let's see whether DRX actually do find it here. It's a big pulverize from Beryl as he gets in towards the backline, but Umpty is just eating so much time, and Kyoshik is a little bit off sync. He does manage to lock down the Xin Zhao, but at what cost, as Morgan is snipping up Deft. The needlework comes in, and that is going to be so comfortable here. This time around, as Lava going to get hit by a dancing grenade after a very long delay. Zeka diving on forward. Rockets are going to try and answer there. Voidseeker going to come through as well, as Fred Brion moved the Phalanx towards the river.
That's a big shock blast from King.
That was
That's
a lot of damage. As, okay, Curtain Call going to be set up. Let's see whether they can survive this one. After this comes through, we'll see whether DRX have done enough damage. As
I think
Lava
they have.
Down relatively low. Yeah, looks like Fred Brion is going to be like, well, we've got a fair, decent buffer, and we don't need to fight for this if we don't really want to.
So now they lose package, Pryo, which, again, with the nerfs, is pretty huge.
Umpty, what are we doing, buddy? He does have ulti available, and now Morgan coming in for a flank. Was it all a cunning ruse, is the question, as the hook is going to go wide. But Umpty survived, so I'm going to say that it was all part of the plan.
They just don't want to give up that turret against the Zoe Jace. Right. They keep Kyoshik alive, or excuse me, Umpty alive, and now, they're looking for the pick.
Immediately the exhaust comes down. Deft flashes underneath his turret as Henna really taking matters into his own hands here. Yeah. Might be able to pick up a package as well, as the bubble is going to connect, and Delight takes way too much damage. Kyoshik booking it towards the enemy team, and this is the opening that DRX needed.
And Lava doesn't have package because of that cooldown nerf, but he does come back in here with full health. See if he can dodge the shock blast this time, as they have these choke points controlled. Delight on the flank.
Yeah, Lava taking a lot of damage, but avoids the first bullet. They're blocking so that Deft can still get these shots down. The Deadly Flourish comes out as Beryl, with the Unbreakable Will, tries to stay alive. It's not going to work, as Morgan is just doing so much. And now Deft trying to dash away from Morgan. Kyoshik runs away as well, as Morgan goes golden. That's the onslaught of shadows, but it's eaten by the stopwatch to come through. Gwen is going to die, but the horse will suffer the same fate. Bubble is going to be the last of the mana for this Zoe.
And now Lava doesn't take...
Mountain Soul is so broken.
Like, he keeps getting hit, but it won't matter as much now.
Well, Morgan's going to get knocked up. That means Pulverize is on cooldown. And oh dear, the bouncy castle. Once, like we said this, horses are not aerial creatures.
No.
That's Pegasus.
Nope.
Oh, God.
It has not been the greatest game for Pyosik here, unfortunately, on the Hecarim. When you fall behind, it gets a lot tougher, right, to play this one out against a comp that's going to basically 100-0 you on your way in.
Well,
Barrow's looking for it.
Yeah, let's see whether he can make something happen. Package is going to get delivered to the back line, though, and Def just burns to death. It is going to be the Gwen going down as Zeka gets that one, but now he has about 0 health, and Henna is running after him. King going to try and get a bit of a sandwich here as the bubble's going to come through. It's a great stopwatch as, yep, Henna's going to die, so that is something. And the Baron hasn't gone down just yet. There's not a... Okay, there it is.
The problems just stack up super hard. We are going to a game 3 is what I'm saying in so many words.
Yeah. No, that's definitely looking like how it's going. And DRX now trying to pilot a worse poke composition into a better poke composition is really not working. As you can see, there's an engage onto Beryl. Unbreakable Will's looking real breakable here as the Acathian Rain cascades down. Cow is going to be, given some mercy here, but the Jace not going to suffer the same fate. He is heading straight to the Death Chamber. 2 inhibitors immediately go down, and I think Fred Brian might just end it right here. Voidseeker lands onto Depth there. We're still holding onto the ulti. For Henna is into the backline goes Pyosik, and into the Death Chamber he will head as well, as now Deft onto the fountain. That just means he has to watch as these Nexus turrets go down. Fred Brian in pure Fred Brian fashion will bring us to a game number 3. DRX, the opportunity of moving towards a blue side.
Play around Hecarim extremely well, especially long-range comps like this Corki one.
Yep.
And like you said, if you fall behind with the Hecarim, your ability to actually have agency to win team fights is
like, Lissandra can go in and then, like, Frozen Tomb herself,
and then
Stopwatch herself, Zonya's herself, and then Chrono Shift comes in. Like, oh my God, the amount of living that this front line can do theoretically is just ludicrous. No Pegasus issues, things like that. Certainly going back to one of Pyosik's more comfortable champions, but also like this Fred Brian composition, you can see exactly why.
And as you mentioned, the Silas is going to really struggle in the early parts, but Morgan actually handled this pretty well, is able to shore up a lot of that CS on the turret.
Yeah,
meanwhile,
Deft in so much trouble, has to flash, get himself out of the way. Delight is going to secure the kill, though, as now Beryl trying to get more back, and yeah, the Zillion not able to offer too much as far as Peel right now, outside of just that speed up.
If they were going to look to fight, he doesn't even have to right now. Can actually hold that for later.
Yep, Super Mega Death Rocket is going to soften up Umpty just a little bit.
Now
here,
he's got it.
Yeah, it shouldn't actually deter him. And yeah, Morgan does have the ability to make this one work, but the first blow is going to land onto Umpty. Big nah from Morgan, though, as he gets toward the back line. But there is the Chrono Shift, and they lock down the kill onto the Viego. Now, Fred Brian are split. Morgan with the Kingslayer, but he gets exhausted, and more bombs are going to land. It's a trade of junglers thus far, and Lava is extraordinarily low as he makes his way out, and no one is going to be taking Shelly this time. Fresh off buys from the solo lanes here on the side of DRX.
Kingan's playing so carefully around Morgan too, trying not to get hijacked, trying to find a different flank angle every time while also getting the last part of this Narbar.
Yeah, and he is very, very close to making that one happen. Curtain Call comes in, and they're all stacking up. Kingan off to the side, but the Narbar is going to get picked up. That's the Gnar back, and Morgan is just going to use it to lock down the Gnar himself. DRX, can they burst this one down? As the question is, Umpty gets into the pit. He's not going to be able to steal it away now, DRX. They need to escape. And Fred Brian, it looks like they're going to let them just get the Rift Herald to lock this one down.
We are ARAM in this game. We're just going to go grab a Herald and toss it down right away. All group up as 5.
Lava potentially in trouble as Zeka flashes forward. They destroy the LeBlanc, but now the Gnar follow-up is going to come through for Morgan. Oh, that was phenomenal. They just push away the Rakan, and there's nothing they could do about it. The Silas, not a better Gnar that time around, and DRX showing they can win the team fights too. Oh, no, I'm sad.
Oh, it's, I had to. Sometimes I have to make a joke.
Some
about
good
it.
news, though. Some good news is that okay, never mind. There's going to be a fight here towards the top side of the map. Lava trying to outplay it and is doing so quite. Oh, okay, never mind. The Super Mega Death Rocket comes on through. Chrono Shift comes down as well as now Pyoshik not going to be able to survive. The bullets rain through. It's a triple kill for Henna. That is some Jin value right there. Tidying up this vision as best they can. Umpty hiding behind this Mountain Drake wall. I don't know whether engaging onto Lissandra is the right choice as Teleport's going to come forward. We're looking at another potential team fight right now as that is the Viego getting locked down. Jungler dead is a big deal as Pyoshik gets toward that backline as the Super Mega Death Rocket goes wide, but everyone's getting ripped away from this fight, and Pyoshik finds a straggler. It's like a little gazelle, and he's a cheetah looking for him.
You're all about the animal references.
I've made a lot of animal references.
Did you eat animal crackers for breakfast or something?
I don't know. There was a cow and a horse picked in game one. Okay, sue me.
This is now a pretty risky start here, though, because Morgan still holds onto this Gnar ultimate. They're going to curtain call to start.
Yeah, and Henna has stolen Barons with this before. Let's see how long he holds onto this one as DRX in this Baron pit. It is dangerous times as Zeka rotates over. It's 5 versus 3 right now. This is not exactly a great moment, and there is no, like, you're not going to do it. Like, you can't steal this, as DRX are going to be able to lock it down. But I appreciate the fact that they are not putting coins into the sky. It just feels like with DRX, like, they have a 9,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
Right? So this is all theoretical based on if the game was a little bit more even, because right now it's like their wallets land on top of them and they die. Like,
I mean, look at the lava.
Going to look for something here, and yeah, that rocket is going to kill you.
It's just, Deft actually is...
Yeah, who's assassinating who? As he's got a Chrono Shift as well. You were never going to kill him. You were going to get a cooldown, maybe.
It's really nice. Deft's like, thanks for my health back. I was getting pretty low there for a second. Please actually proc the Zillion ult so I can get that back.
Exactly.
Like, now the Mountain Drake is free here for DRX, and it might actually be... because I don't think they could end here, the 4 Mountain Soul. But, I mean, they have a big wave. Maybe I'm wrong. If they actually get a pick on anybody here on Fred Brion, they have the opportunity. And now Super Minions are pushing mid, so maybe I spoke a little bit too early.
And also, it's like Zeka is one of the best dive champions in the game, as well as Kingen, who has that Naba building up. Deft is immortal because he runs about 1 billion kilometers per hour. This guy could actually probably settle life on another planet because he moves so quickly as Morgan tries to go in. But yes, Deft just runs his way around it. And now Umpty, caught in no man's land. Can't heartbreak your way out of that one, but your heart definitely going to be broken as everyone's diving the fountain. It's a triple kill for Deft in the end. Quadra kill make that, and the Nexus will go down. DRX, the 2-1 win, but they'll take it.
And Jinx here, the win rate coming back for Deft a little bit, bouncing back.
I like how, like, look at the Zillion portrait. He's like, yes, run around and kill everyone. Well, I do 2,000 damage. It doesn't really matter what I do, but I make my Jinx fast and I profit. It's a beautiful thing. But what's not so good is the fact that, Fred Brion didn't really do a whole lot. And as you can see, Umpty basically non-existent in that game, but it's been kind of the fate of our Viegos.
It's not a good comp.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Jisun for the POG interview translation, joined by the POG from DRX, the bottom duo, Burrow and Deft. First off, congratulations, Deft, on picking up your 2000th kill here in the LCK, a very legendary milestone for a player. Well, last match was another, kind of a meaningful day for me, but we lost that day, so I'm happy that I was able to come back and pick up a win. And Burrow, you had 100% kill participation in Game 1 and 3, and this is your first POG interview. How do you feel? I didn't expect to win POG in Game 1, so I want to say thank you. Why not? Your hooks were so on point. To be honest, I don't think it was about me playing well. It was just like landing well, It's a little bit different. I guess Sparrow was getting a bit more lucky today. Yeah, I mean, I was feeling a little bit lighter than usual, a little bit more swift. But I thought that was a very, bad sign, to be honest. But I guess it was something good for me in the end. Did you know that DRX has a special Jinx, not the champion Jinx? You guys always kind of lost the 5 p.m. match and won all the 8 p.m. matches. Yeah, we always won the second one, and everything we lost was happening on the 5 p.m. So yeah, we were actually aware of that. And today you broke that Jinx. Deft, what does it mean to you? I mean, coaching staff told us like you guys are a little bit bad at the first match, so they actually made us play solo queue before the match. I guess that worked, maybe. So I think that's gonna become a tradition inside of DRX. I guess the solo queue also worked like a magic for DRX to break their jinx. I would like to slightly touch on the previous Hana Life Esports series. It was definitely a very unlucky loss. So what kind of point did you guys focus on in order to, discuss and come back stronger? In that match, I think we were just like not focusing at all. We were like falling apart, so we just wanted to stay sharper and like focus up. And bro, well, you started off game number 1 with 2 deaths, but you ended up just always hitting the max range hooks. So how are you able to stay so confident even though you had a rough start? Well, the laning phase was definitely difficult, but our comp, looking at our comp, I had to play Nautilus. We just had that pick in our comp, and I told my teammates that I will always go in whenever I see the opening, and the rest of the players were so good at following up. In addition to that, game number 1, laning phase was not easy, out on the bottom lane. So how did you kind of manage to cope with the situation? I think the opponents, had some good picks, and also Corki can outrange us. So we actually needed to come up with a really nice dive comp. So, which means we're not going to have priority down on the bottom lane. I think it just followed the theme of our picks and champion matchups. And Viral, these days, Nautilus is climbing up the tier list. This has now become a priority pick in the LCK. Why do you think so? I think he's really weak in lane, but in the late game, his ult, just one ult, can, add so much pressure onto the opponents, and that's the biggest point. And in game number 3, we saw Zillion played by you. So could you tell us about the pick and how did you practice that one? Last year at Worlds, against T1, we kind of got punished by that pick. And also, we tried that out in scrims as well. So the results were okay, so we wanted to give it a go. And Deft, in game 3, you close out the game with 2,000 kill in the LCK with your signature pick Jinx. So it was finally led through in game 3. So how did you feel after looking at the whole draft? I mean, not because I just like that pick, it's also a really good pick right now. So I was happy that it was unlocked, but I got too excited during the laning phase. So yeah, that was some uh-oh. Yeah, so how did the laning phase go and what did you think of the matchups? So Zillion was my lane partner down on the bottom lane together with Jinx. But Zillion is not a strong lane pick, to be honest. So we just wanted to go 50-50, and then I got over-aggressively playing, so yeah, I got punished back. And just like you said, yeah, last time you had your 9th anniversary for your LCK debut. And also I heard your mom actually prepared some snacks and gifts for the fans. So any message over to all the fans and your family, your friends? 9 years, I want to say thank you for all the fans and my family, for supporting me throughout all the wins and losses, I really appreciate all the continuous support, and I hope I can keep working hard in the future. Thank you. Your next opponent will be Genji, a team on the 2nd place. Girl, what's your thought on that matchup? Genji is on the 2nd place, but still, we will make sure to win that series after a really nice preparation. What about you, Deft? Genji. There's Doran and Chovy. and I don't want to lose to them. You know, it's gonna hurt me so bad. It's gonna hurt my ego. So I would try to secure a victory against them. And this will be the end of the interview from Burl Daft from DRX, and back to analyst Carpet Space. Thank you.